Alright, there we go. Now we're cooking. Kieran, what took me so long? Well, I guess you could say I was asleep. Because my sleep schedule is jacked. Rhoda Zach, how's it going? Making a burger, huh? That's what's up. So this is burning bad PlayStation 3 games. First up, Sonic 06 once again. This will be my third time burning this game. I burned it as my bad Sonic game list and bad 360 games. And all anyone needs to know about it is... What does this game mean? Well, we burn things in our nice little Inferno home entertainment fireplace. Here's all of Sonic's animal friends. And so yeah, Sonic 06. Story that makes no sense. Horrible controls, bad camera angles. Pointless non-combat sequences between the levels. Yeah, it does look a bit like Courage, doesn't it?
Hey, boys.
And Princess Elise. Yeah, and I'm sure that romance subplot with Sonic and the princess made people uncomfortable. So have a lot of Dookie, Sonic. Thankfully, Nintendo fans were able to avoid this game as it was never released on the Wii. Yeah, well. That's okay. Nintendo fans got to have Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Yay! Next game on the list. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Gotta bring out the Exterminator for this one, because I know Harry Potter is a much-loved franchise, but frankly, I don't care for it. Sure. Oh yeah, you know what? Here. I do know at least enough about that. Well, here. Let's put a Phoenix egg. Since Order of the Phoenix is one of the movies, I do know at least that much. So let's talk about Harry Potter on the PS3. Poorly designed characters. Okay? Here's a pretty unique complaint. The story and the gameplay are completely disjoined. Like, you do things in the game, and there's nothing in the narrative that connects what you're doing to the story. And it apparently follows the book / movies very poorly. like, a whole lot of the plot just gets ignored in favor of just doing whatever the devs decided to. Wow. The Phoenix just came out and destroyed everything. Oh, well, we gotta get rid of that terrible secret. Brodazak says, I liked Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on Game Boy Color. Okay. You know, I played Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on PS1. Honestly, not the worst game I've played, but I can't imagine it was that similar. Turn-based combat? Oh, no. The one on PS1 was like a action-adventure game. Next game on the list. There we go. Terminator Salvation. Why not? I got my friend Exterminator again. Thought it followed the story pretty well on Game Boy Color. Kind of a gathering story combat game. Sure, Kieran, I'll put in 2 nukes. So, Terminator Salvation. Big complaints about this game. Boring, one-dimensional gameplay. Long loading screens. A small roster of enemies. Oh, excuse me. And extremely dumb AI. And in terms of dumb AI, what I read was that it's one of those games where you're just constantly running forward through a level and shooting, like, bad guys, robots, Terminators. And you would use, you know, cover. You duck behind cover and then come out to shoot. Laprio123, GG. Welcome to the stream. Can I also mention Hiroshima and Nagasaki? I guess. Where was I? Ah, yes. You duck behind cover in the game. What do you hate about newer third-person shooters or first-person shooter RPGs? So in Terminator Salvation, you duck behind cover, but the enemy is just, the way they program the AI, they'll just stand there and constantly shoot your cover, which is indestructible, until you know, wait them out and find a moment to just come back and shoot them. So, it's apparently very easy to not, you know, take a whole lot of damage. So, with respect to Arnold Schwarzenegger, we have to, see, they've released half a game. When you get the end game, the grind takes years and enemies are bullet sponges. Oh, what game in particular are you thinking of for that? Pippin! Gonna lurk while your phone's charging. Much appreciated. Okay, not super recent, but when Destiny came out and then The Division. Okay. Never played the original Destiny, but I did play through Destiny 2. Alright, History Channel. Battle for the Pacific. I like Destiny 2, but when my friends stopped playing it, I stopped playing it, because that's just a game you want to play with friends. In the beginning of the game, you progress heavily, and then when you hit raids, it takes hours to complete one for a very slight upgrade. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds a lot like World of Warcraft, too. You know? You hit max level, so you then jump into the raids to get the highest tier gear. Highest tier PvE gear. Then you slog through a dungeon, and then, you know, the loot's going to get divided between either 10 or 25 people, depending on the size of the raid. So let's talk about History Channel's Battle for the Pacific. Apparently it had a very unimpressive layout. Very bland characters. Like, they didn't give the soldiers you interact with in the game, like, very much personality. The missions were designed very badly. The game itself is extremely short, and there's lots of glitches. For one thing, a lot of missions require you to follow someone. Two things that are wrong. Sometimes glitches can happen where they're just constantly walking into an obstacle, and there's really, you know, you might have to reset. Or, if you just happen to stray just a teeny weeny bit too far from the person you're supposed to be following or escorting or whatever it is, they automatically make you fail the mission and you have to start it over. That would get on my nerves. So it's no wonder this game is so poorly received. So we have two nukes to represent, you know, this is World War II, so we know we dropped 2 bombs on Japan to end the war. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the cities who were victims of it. So, dear me. Next game. The newer Wolfensteins are the best World War II type games. Okay. Never got into Wolfenstein. I mean, I don't really play shooters all that much anyway. But where is... Must be this one. Mindjack. You love killing Nazis in fun and brutal ways? There you go. I suppose I would too. I killed 50 men. Of course, those weren't Nazis, but it's funny. Yeah, Cotton Hill. It's funny, he always talks about, like, he refers to his boots as Nazi stompers, but all of his, like, combat history was in, like, the Pacific. And then there was that one episode where they determined that he was never in Munich, even though he talked about being in Munich. No, it was World War II. Where am I at? Mindjack. Oh, okay. What do we want for that? Some sort of book. What's the first book that you're able to buy? Oh, Terrible Secret again. Okay, sure. Mindjack. This game has very wonky controls. Gotta have that. Very stupid AI for both enemies and allies. Apparently it has very cliche story and cliched characters. Yeah, I'm glad I've never heard of some of these games too. I may have been tempted to buy them and I'd have been very upset. Of course, that doesn't mean I've never played... I've had my share of bad games anyway, so... Oh, and apparently the melee attack in the game is worthless. And there's very rigid animation. Family had 360 instead of PS3, so it was non-stop Halo. Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember I had a group of buddies that I'd play D&D with. And we were all playing D&D. And then, for whatever reason... they all just decided to stop playing D&D to play Halo. 4-player Halo. On the original Xbox. And I'm just sitting there going like, what's happening right now? We're playing D&D. And they're like, oh, we're just playing Halo. I'm like, okay. Have fun with that. Next game, Leisure Suit Larry, box office bust. You had PS2 for Final Fantasy X, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. You missed the D&D campaign last night to work on streaming. Well, priorities. Here. Told them not to kill your paladin, right? It sucks if you die when you're off camera. Hopefully you're still alive, yeah. Fortunately, I've never had that happen. I've had characters die, but... in fact, the 4th D&D character I ever made died. You're pretty OP though, level 11. So we already burned Leisure Suit Larry box office bust on the Xbox 360. And this one suffers from all the same problems. Really stupid gameplay concept. Leisure Suit Larry is supposed to be about, you know, doing some mild, you know, puzzle solving adventure in order to get lucky with the ladies. But instead they turned it into this action platforming combat ridiculous thing, and I don't know why they did that. Oops. Goodbye, Leisure Suit Larry. It's no land of the lounge lizards, I'll tell you that much. Okay, here's another game we've already burned. How do we want to... You recommend a Spotify playlist called Chops. And what's it about? Sorry about what? I meant game chops? Oh, okay. And what's that all about? So we burned Damnation on 360. It's a poorly made game with rigid animation, uninspiring action, all the wonderful features of any bad game. Oh, remixes of old school game music. Okay. Let's use the Lucky Leprechaun to disintegrate it. Love it. Wonderful. Okay. Well, the link still came through, you just got a warning about posting links. Which I thought I altered Nightbot so that users over a certain level could post links. I'll have to look at that again. Good grief. Anyway, let's keep moving. Rogue Warrior. Alrighty, thank you for the whisper. Yeah, we'll do it like this. So let's talk about Rogue Warrior. So this game has stealth mode, but the stealth mode is borderline unnecessary because the AI is programmed to be really stupid. And they will almost never notice you, even if you're just... You know, they seem to not notice your footsteps. They apparently were not programmed to pick up on the fact that you're doing footsteps, so you can just walk up behind them and go... And that's it. And let's see. Bad hit detection. Gotta have that. And the shooting is apparently so inaccurate in this game that melee attacks are often the better option. Who ever heard of such a thing? Oh, and the game is so bad, so some people might actually consider this to be a benefit. However, the game is very, very short. So here's our stealth mode that's unnecessary. Let's put them upside down. There we go, and here's all of our other broken features. Burn, dang it. There we go. Alrighty, moving on. We have Rambo. Okay, well, I only had one thing to say about this. Oh, well, two if you want to be really technical. Now, which object would best represent this particular piece of... Yeah, you know what? Let's do it like this. So let's talk about Rambo, the video game for PS3. I'm not even going to talk about the technical issues that exist within this game, because there's just the way it was designed, in my personal opinion, is inherently flawed. They made this game a rail shooter. Why the hell would you ever make a Rambo game that's a rail shooter? Okay? Rambo does a whole lot more than just shoot, okay? He you know, you're supposed he's like a survivalist. He's running around these environments, you know, setting up traps, getting the drop on people. You know, a rail shooter. One of those games where you're automatically moving all the time and you just have to like to shoot stuff when it appears or flies towards you or whatever. Like, technically speaking, Star Fox is a rail shooter. Because you're constantly moving and you're just shooting stuff. Or, trying to think of other rail shooters out there. I think Guilty Gear is a rail shooter. I could be wrong. Well, in Contra, you move at your own pace. Although there could be a Contra rail shooter game. Yeah, like you move automatically. You're just constantly moving. And, yeah. Oh, okay. You ever played House of the Dead on arcade? That's a rail shooter. Where all of your movement is automatic. You're either constantly moving or you move when the computer decides you move and you just stand there and shoot stuff. Let me see if I was right about that other one. No, I was wrong about Guilty Gear. I'm stupid. Anyhow, so that's what a rail shooter is. And one thing that makes this game even less tolerable is the fact that there are quick time events. You know? Games where the action happens automatically, and you have to hit the right button at the right time in order to either accomplish something or avoid something. Like Dragon's Lair and stuff like that. So it's like at no point in this game are you actually like free to do anything. You're either on rails shooting or you're doing a quick time event while you're just watching. Kingdom Hearts 3 has a lot of quick time events in it. Oh boy. I played through all of Kingdom Hearts 1 in the HD remix. Started Kingdom Hearts 2, but I don't know, for whatever reason I just couldn't get into it as much. Two is cool because it's darker. Well, I don't know about that, but you know, honestly though, I don't know about... I didn't get that far into the game. I think I quit like somewhere in the Mulan section. But yeah, Mulan's pretty early, but it definitely seemed a lot less cheerful than the first game. The end of 1 is dark, but halfway through 2 is all dark. So let's talk about Aliens, Colonial Marines. Huh, and this comes from Gearbox and Sega. You would think Gearbox and Sega... Can I add marine animals? But this game doesn't have anything to do with marine animals, Kieran. Different use of the word marines. They're in outer space. I mean, I guess Miss Hexapus looks kind of like a face hugger. I guess the only other marine animal that you'd have is, where is it at? Pufferfish. Blowfish, pufferfish, whatever you want to call it. Dead Space is a better Alien game than Alien. Yeah. I remember, James Rolfe's review of Alien 3 on, the NES. He's like, there are good Alien games on the NES. You know what they're called? Contra and Metroid. Alright. Oh, let's talk about Aliens Colonial Marines. Uninspired gameplay with no variety. Gotta have that. Which, I mean... Some people might think it's hard to put variety into gameplay where you're constantly fighting the same enemies, which are the aliens, but... It's been done before. It has ridiculous dialogue, poorly animated characters, bland textures. But then apparently, Worst of all is it has lackluster multiplayer. In a game like this, you think hunting aliens cooperatively would be great, but apparently not in this title. Is there a Sigourney Weaver? Probably not. I didn't even research that far, but my guess would be no. That would probably bump the game up a couple points. Doesn't look like it. I imagine if she was, she'd have had top billing. And she's nowhere near the top of this list, so... Nope, she was not in the game. Actually, you know what? Let me look at that list again. Did I play Alien Isolation? No. Now, I don't know about the timelines and stuff involved in here, but the character of Ridley is not in the game either. Yeah. Ridley herself is not in the game, so... I keep saying Ridley. I keep getting Ellen Ripley mixed up with Ridley from frickin' Metroid. Ripley is not in the game. Let's see, you weren't into it. Not much of a run and hide and get caught, you die instantly person. Oh, so you must not like Outlast that much. Never played it? Oh, it's survival horror. And it's one of those games where nasty, brutes will kill you if they catch you. And you have to, like, run and find hiding places. Alright, so that's that list done and dusted. As usual, I'm going to take a short break, and then we'll be coming back with more Monster Sanctuary. Next up is going to be bad Wii games for the original Wii. So thank you all for coming out to burn this list of games with me. And I will see you all in the next one. But don't go far, because I'm coming right back.